So this isn't a rereading another chapter from the book. This is going over something we discussed last chapter, but because I realised that that video of the last chapter is nearly an hour long, because that's how important it was to discuss that chapter, one of the things that really we needed to talk about, and that I think needs to be discussed more, is the naturopath's law of similars. So if you haven't watched the video, quick rundown of what the law of similars is. The idea and the main keystone of naturopathy is the law of similars. And the idea is that if someone has, say they have an upset stomach and a headache, the idea is that you give them a treatment or a plant, whatever, that does exactly the same thing. Yes, the whole idea of the law of similars is to make someone's condition worse. In fact, in the book and in the chapter, he recommends giving someone foxglove. Now, foxglove is an incredibly toxic substance, particularly if it was just taken by itself, and it has a chemical in it that causes heart failure. Glidden here recommends giving that to people who are suffering from the same thing. Indeed, according to him, if they found a plant in the rainforest that causes AIDS, they could cure AIDS. Yes, he really does said that. I'm not going to read it because, quite frankly, I've already read it, and quite frankly, I do not want to read it again. So go and watch that video. Yes, it is an hour long. Yes, I do understand that, but that chapter alone is just so full of stuff. I could do several more videos just breaking down what was more discussed in it, but I really don't want to. But I think this is pertinent enough that it needs its own video to discuss, because quite frankly, as I've just said, the law of similars, it makes no sense. And here's the kicker. If you go and ask any doctor, they will tell you how a certain drug will interact with your body and how it works and what's going on. Naturopaths, on the other hand, don't. In his own words, in this book, this so-called doctor gives people a treatment based on the law of similars and doesn't know how the law of similars works. Yes, I'm being deadly serious. Go watch that video if you don't believe me. But I'm struggling again to really understand, or why, for ungodly reason, why people think this guy is some sort of a medical genius when he doesn't even understand his own medical knowledge. And he even admits that it's magical. So at that point, you're just like, well, guess anything works then.